And welcome to another edition of Wardy Screencast with that amazing intro from Mob Deep. Anyway, today you're going to learn about transitional phrases. So not just transitions, but now transitional phrases, so we can help our writing, especially our summer writing, flow a little bit better for the reader. One of the things I noticed was that we were using transitions, which is an improvement for many of us. But we just need to add a little something. So you know you've got at the end of this video when you can explain what TIV means, and use the TIV phrases to introduce, that should be read main events. I'm going to make an adjustment on the fly. Main events from start to end in summaries. So here's an example of what I'm going to call somebody using what I call the TIV method. So we have in the article, can dung beetles battle global warming? Jennifer Holland, and notice when you, well, it's another lesson. Anyway, Jennifer Holland explains how dung beetles can battle global warming. Perfect topic sentence. Title, author, strong verb, central idea. The author starts by telling readers. Okay, starts by telling readers. Decent transition. Later in the text, the author explains. I know who's kind of explaining what. This is what I call transition, later, indicator, who or what. In this case, the author, and a verb. Instead of something like this. Still have a good topic sentence. We have first off, large animals are more harmful. Adding on, large animals are responsible. Later, when the dung beetles dig through feces, they aerate it. Finally, they found cow poop. We have good transitions, no question. This is structured very well. It's a very good summary. But who's saying the dung beetles? Who's saying large animals are more harmful? Since it's a summary especially, but even when we get to race responses and citing evidence, we're going to use the what I call the TIV method. Let the reader know who's saying this, because it's a summary and we need to make sure that they know it's the article says this, the author says this, not we're saying it. So we're going to use something called TIV. Now, when we do race, it's going to be called TIV. But the E stands for evidence. We don't have any evidence right now. So you're going to see in a little bit transition. This would be for evidence. But again, summaries don't have evidence. So we're still going to use the same format here. Transition, indicator, verb. Transition, who or what, and a verb. If we don't have the verb, if I go back, later, when dung beetles dig, I mean, there's still a verb, but you see how the author starts by telling readers. Later, the author explains. We have a verb before what they're actually explaining. And that's what we want to work on. So in this case, there is no evidence. So it's TIV. T-I-V. All right, T is transition. Who or no, it's just a transition. First, beginning of the text, later. We're pretty good with this. For a summary, it's order and sequence transitions. Indicators is what we're going to add. This is who or what gave us the main events from start to end. Could be the text. You could say the author. You could say the author's name. We have named Jen Rollins. If it's second reference, in the text, Rollins states. Or Rollins mentions. So that's the indicator, who or what. Verb. The action word. Verb, it's an action word. If you use it all the time, yeah, I forget how that song goes. These would be verbs we could use. States, discusses, mentions, indicates. So when you put it all together, you get TIV. In the beginning, the author mentions. It's better than in the beginning or first. Later, the text discusses. Then put the main event. Finally, the writer states, and then the main event. So I have some of these on the checklist for some reason. I'm going to make sure that they're all there. Not every single one has transition, indicator, verb. But that's really what we're going to focus on doing. So in a couple minutes when you go to self-assess your summaries, we're going to make sure you're going to see the top one has TIV. The second best has a transition, but might not have the indicator verb. It just helps the writing flow better and tells the reader this is who's mentioning it. This is what's discussing it. It's not us. It's a summary. I'm letting you know it's from the text. Just the facts from the text. Other than that, Wardy is out of here.